He is the NBA Hall of Famer, managing director of USA Men's Basketball, and we have named him the most valuable celebrity after last night. We make way for the Hall of Famer, Grant Hill, joins us on the program. The reason why we're giving him the most valuable celebrity, the MVC, is Grant actually initiated DAP with the Danettes.
He did.
No other celebrity gave DAP to the Danettes last night with all the room full of celebrities and
All right, Grant.
Mr. Nice Guy.
That's it.
Grant Hill.
Nicest guy in the room.
And let me start there because you are one of the nicest people I've ever met. But I wonder, guys talk about turning it on and a killer instinct when you get on the floor. If people meet you, you're one of the nicest people and respectful people I've ever met in this business. But could you always turn it on? Did you have that in your head that I'm going to go out and kill you once I get on the floor?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think I'm a good person, a nice guy. I did dap these guys up. I'm fans of theirs. And I saw Dan, and I went over and dapped you guys up.
You did.
So,
yeah.
But, no, you have to. I mean, you don't get to the NBA. You don't get to that level, all-star, all-NBA, if you don't have a competitive streak. And so, if anything, I think people sometimes can mistake kindness for weakness. And so, but when we got between those lines, you had to put on almost you had to become a character, you had to put on a different personality. And so it allowed me to, go at guys and not be nasty, be a competitor, have sportsmanship, but you're out there to win and compete. And then after the game, whatever happens, happens. But I was Mr. Nice Guy, and they ran with that in the '90s, and my wife would say, "You're not always nice."
Yeah, but compare your on-court demeanor to Jordan and Kobe.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, you got to be authentic, and you got to sort of, those guys I think were assassins. I remember vividly 2012. I'm in Las Vegas, and I'm a free agent my last year. I'm about to be 40 years old. And I went to the USA basketball practice, and it was a 2012 team getting ready. And the Lakers were sort of recruiting me. I ended up signing with the Clippers. But I was talking to Kobe before practice, and the intensity in his face and talking about, I'm about to go out here and kill, like he was, and I'm thinking, this is the second practice on day 2. And like it was, but he was, that was him. And so, and then you look at Michael, Michael brought that. Michael would manufacture things. But, I didn't go that far, but I still, look, I went out there and, I think if you ask the people who I played against, they would tell you I was coming at them. And I didn't really shoot a lot of jump shots. I'm coming right at you, going at, and that was the mentality. And, I remember my rookie year, we played the Knicks. And I went down, I was going one-on-one with Anthony Bonner, and I get by him, and Oakley fouls me, and I fall down. And, and I go to the free throw line and shoot free throws. Next play, I go to the hole. This time Bonner fouls me, but then Oakley fouls me again. And then I fall down. And Oak's like, I like you, you got heart. And I was like, I just couldn't shoot. So that was like, I had no other option. I had to go in there, But like I went at those, like, I didn't, it was always respectful. I didn't, I know who Oak is, but I wasn't gonna back down. And so I felt like I won some respect from him as a rookie, which was hard to do.
Paul Pierce, let me tell me if I got this right. You made him cry his rookie year, almost made him cry. What happened?
Yeah, I don't remember. He's told this story a few times where his rookie season in Boston, we played the Pistons, and I guess, he said I had scored a bunch of points, assists, and just kind of went at him every possession. And, I think the mindset then, I guess he came in maybe 98, 99. The lockout season probably was his first year. when you got a talented wing player who's coming in as a top pick and you see them for the first time, you want to go at them and send a message. And that's just like, okay, if I can go at them and punish them the first time I see them, they're always going to remember that. And clearly he still does. And so I don't remember the game, but I remember like thinking like that, you know, Sharif Abdul-Rahim when he came in, like guys that came in after me, oh yeah, fresh meat. I'm going at them. And so look, I love Paul. I love this game. I think he's an underrated guy. Like, I don't think people fully appreciate.
Well, didn't he say he's the best pure scorer in NBA history?
That I don't agree with. But I'll say this. Like, and I think people need to understand this. Like, to be great, to be a top 10, top 20, like you have to have a delusional confidence and a delusional belief in who you are and what you can do. And so I said this before. I think we were at the Final Four in Minnesota, and I talked about going against Jordan. And like you always felt that you were going to win. You have to believe. You have to believe. Like, now we didn't win. We didn't win much at all back in the '90s against the Bulls.
But you thought you were as good as Jordan.
Yes, and that's just part of being a competitor. And you know, there were some moments where I was able to go at them, and there were a few times we beat them. They beat us more times than we beat them. But you have to believe that. You have to believe in yourself. So I don't agree with Paul, but I understand sort of the mindset and where he's coming from.
He's Grant Hill, the Hall of Famer, Managing Director, USA Men's Basketball. What advice would you give Cooper Flagg?
Oh, wow. I think he's in a great spot. First of all, I love Dallas. I love that he's got some good, talented players around him. You know, I went to a 20-win team my rookie year, and 4 years at Duke where it's about winning championships, and now you go into an environment, you just pick up bad habits.
Did you even lose 20 games in your career?
You know, that's a good question. I'm not sure. That's a great question.
Because the losing.
But what ends up happening is that you start to settle in to losing habits. And so just 1 year in a bad environment, went from 20 wins to 28 my rookie year. Big improvement. But then when Doug Collins came in the next year, he changed the culture, and it was painful. But so losing is just tough. So for him to go to a team that has been to the finals, that has playoff expectations. I know Kyrie's out. We don't know if he'll be out all season or not. It's a great environment. Look, Cooper's handled the pressure so well. It's remarkable at a young age how he, last summer we brought him in, and I was a little worried that it might be too much for him. But let's see what happens. Everyone predicted he would be the #1 pick this year, and we brought him in with the select team last summer. And day 2, he was one of the best players on the court and had no fear. He was going at these guys. Now, I will say, they didn't really know his game, and they didn't have the scouting report on him. So I want to qualify things by saying that. But, hey, just go out there, compete, have fun. The weight of the world's on your shoulders. You got a great coach in Jason, who I think will utilize him, put the ball in his hands, take advantage of his versatility. So I'm excited to see what he can do. But I think I think he's in a great spot, and he's got a chance to be on a winning team his first year, which is important for a rookie.
We talk about the Hall of Very Good. Not everybody's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But there are certain guys that we put in the Hall of Very Good.
Okay.
Like Jamal Crawford, Hall of Very Good.
Yeah. Jamal. No, well, I mean, he might be the Hall of Very, Very, Very Good.
Okay.
Yeah, Jamal. Yeah. No, Jamal. So Jamal is one of my favorite, and he knows it. He's one of my favorite players. I always say Jamal's your favorite player's favorite player. Like, he's that guy. He's the guy that, KD, LeBron, Steph. I mean, like guys like that. They see him and like, man, he is just unreal. And we played together my last year in the Clippers. Well, he played. I didn't. I was on the bench. I was watching. But we sat together on the plane. And, like, this guy, he was, like, studying basketball. He would go and look up clips on YouTube and talk about games I played in the 90s and certain moves that I did. And we talked about, like, he liked to go left pulling up. He's like, you know what? You inspired me. I got to work on going right. And he's sixth man of the year. Like, he's in his prime at this time. He's already had multiple 50-point games. But just, you know, one day he comes in with the Slam magazine when I'm on the cover. He went online and bought it. And, like, he is a basketball junkie. Great talent, but just a real student of the game. So I have the utmost respect. Hall of very, very good.
Anybody else in that Hall of very, very good?
Man,
Now, they're not going to make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you know, my class, Glenn Robinson.
Yeah, he should have been.
I mean, he was so good.
He
man.
came in and I thought he was going to change the game, being that tall, being able to shoot deep. They gave him $100 million and just never quite lived up to, I think, what people thought.
You know, look, I know. I went against him. I had to guard him, and he was as good a player in my heyday when I was, you know, in Detroit and healthy before I got hurt. Man, he was a bucket, one dribble pull up, high release. You know, his name was appropriate. He was a dog. Like, he was. And so you talk to small forwards from, like, Jamal Mashburn's another one from my era, but Mashburn, Pippen, you know, you go down the line, guys, they have the utmost respect for Glenn Robinson.
There was a highlight they showed last night at the get-together where you cross over Scotty, don't you? You go in and dunk.
I did that a few times.
Yeah, it would have been nice if they showed you doing it against Jordan.
Yeah, you know.
Paulie,
I got Jordan a couple times. I got Jordan a couple times.
Did you dunk on him?
No, I had a tip dunk on Jordan. So I was on the break. Otis, I remember the game. It was on NBC. I remember. We played, and it was one of the times we beat them. We played them, it was the 97 season. It was maybe March or April of 97, towards the end of the season. And yeah, I had a triple-double. I think I had like a 30-point triple-double. I threw it ahead to Otis Thorpe. He went in for a layup. He missed it, and Jordan was there. And I came and kind of, I jumped over Jordan and dunked it. And there's footage.
Okay.
You can find it.
All
you
right.
can find it.
All right.
But yeah, that was, you know, that was the only time. But no, I mean, Jordan, man, he was, you know, and we get into this debate, and I hate the debate. Now I'm going to say who my favorite is, but I hate the debate because it kind of pits guys and generations against one another. And here's the thing, Dan. You look at football. They celebrate.
You know what? I'm going to have to wait to have you tell this story.
Oh, man. Okay. All right.
So the next time I see you at another celebrity event, you're going to tell me who you think the greatest player is. He's
Okay.
Grant Hill, the Hall of Famer. Hey, great to see you again. And most valuable celebrity.
Oh, there you go.
We'll take a break. We're back after this.
The Danettes.